This is how I became a full-time tech YouTuber and how you can too. A few years ago, I was working as a solutions architect at AWS. I mean, the job was fun, the pay was good, and there were plenty of opportunities for growth. But after spending years working hard in university and landing what many would consider a dream job, something felt really off. I just couldn't see myself spending the next 40 years working for someone else. I didn't want to follow the same routine and climb up a corporate ladder that I wasn't even sure was right for me. Now, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy a lot of it. In my previous job, I got to work on interesting projects, help customers, and learn from really smart people. But part of me wanted something more. I wanted to build a career I genuinely enjoy, where my work didn't feel like work and where I had more control over my time. Now, if that doesn't sound like you at all and you're really satisfied by your job, that's completely fine. But if any of what I said resonated with you, make sure to keep watching, because I'm going to break down how exactly I became a full-time tech YouTuber and the exact steps you can take if you'd like to do the same. Honestly, I thought a career like this wasn't possible up until 2020, where I spent a lot of my time watching YouTube videos because, it was during COVID and none of us could really go anywhere. On this platform, I saw so many YouTubers, both big and small, making a full-time living out of YouTube. And so I thought to myself, okay, let's give this whole YouTube thing a try and publish a few of my own videos. I worked every weekend and I spent a lot of my free time editing, scripting, as well as recording YouTube videos. Thankfully, all of that paid off, and last year I managed to double the salary I was making at AWS through YouTube, and this year is on track to be even higher. But what people don't see is that this journey did not happen overnight. It was more like a marathon. In fact, there were actually 4 key phases I went through that I'll share with you in this video. I'll also be walking you through the 3 major mistakes that stop people from growing on YouTube so that you can know to avoid them. By the way, I recently launched a new part-time tech YouTuber course where I break down the exact strategies I used to grow my YouTube channel. So if you're thinking of starting a channel of your own, be sure to check it out. Alright, let's get right into it. Phase 1 is the experimental phase. When I uploaded my first YouTube videos, I had no real strategy. I didn't know where the channel was headed or what type of content would do well. Some videos did okay and others barely got any views. But in this first phase, I wasn't really thinking about numbers because my goal wasn't to blow up overnight. It was to offer consistent value to my audience in any way I can and see what type of content resonates the most with them. A lot of people overthink their first video because they want it to be perfect. But if you're waiting until you feel 100% ready, you'll never end up starting. At this stage, my only focus was consistency. I made sure I posted every single month. Now, the best way to start is to treat your first 5 to 10 videos as practice. Instead of overthinking what you'll post, treat it like a fun experiment. And here's a simple framework you can follow. If a video gets good engagement, double down on that topic and create more content around the same. But if a video doesn't perform well, analyze why, and if you spot a pattern, refine your approach for future videos. Which brings us to phase 2, which is all about finding your niche. One of my favorite quotes is "Success leaves clues." Instead of guessing what might work, I looked at what was already working. For example, at the start of my journey, I noticed that my AWS videos got consistently more views than my student advice videos. So the logical choice was to focus on AWS content. But here's the thing, if you're not interested in what you're talking about and only doing it for the views, it's not going to be sustainable in the long term. And so my recommendation is to find your niche at the intersection of what you enjoy, what you're good at, and what your audience responds to. For me, making videos to help people learn AWS and break into tech careers met all 3 of these factors, which is why I decided to make that my niche. In my opinion, once you find your unique place on the internet, the rest becomes a lot easier. The next phase is all about growing your channel, and there are 2 ways to go about it depending on your goals. The first approach is to treat YouTube like a side hobby and upload whenever you feel like it. The second approach, which is the approach I took, is to treat your channel like a real business and be intentional about how you grow it. With a business mindset in mind, here are 3 strategies I used to grow my channel from 0 to 100k subscribers in around 2.5 years. First, I made content people were already searching for. Instead of guessing, I looked at trending topics in my niche and created videos around them. For example, when AWS released the AI Practitioner certification, I noticed that a lot of people were curious about it, including myself, but didn't really know if it was worth taking. So I took the exam and I made a video sharing my perspective, and that video ended up performing well. I also pay attention to all the questions that viewers ask me in the comments. Every new video brought in more comments, which meant I always had a never-ending stream of content ideas. Second, I focus on quality over quantity. I script every video word for word, which does get very tedious, but it helps me stay focused and pack each video with valuable and concise advice. Some of my YouTuber friends prefer using bullet points instead, and that works as well. It just depends on how comfortable you are in talking in front of a camera and your own personal style. And thirdly, thumbnails and titles matter a lot more than you think. For every video I publish, I usually spend more than 1 hour designing the thumbnail. This means testing different layouts, colors, and text to make it eye-catching for my target audience. Okay, at this point, you're probably like, Lucy, you said you're a full-time YouTuber. So how exactly do you make money? And how much do YouTubers actually get paid? The answer might surprise you because YouTube itself doesn't pay creators very much. Unless you're generating millions of views in a month, those ads that get played before your video isn't really enough to live off. In fact, for most creators, YouTube ad revenue is just a small part of their overall income. So if YouTube themselves don't pay very much, how do creators make money? Well, there's a few main ways, and I'll break down what worked well for me. One of the biggest streams is sponsorships. Brands pay creators to promote their products, whether it's a dedicated video or a 1-minute mention. In the tech niche, sponsorship rates are typically higher than lifestyle or entertainment content because the audience is more specialized. Let's say companies like Notion, Udemy, Coursera, the tech niche would align really well for them. However, sponsorships only work if the product actually aligns with your content. I've turned down many high-paying offers that I didn't think would benefit my audience because building trust in our community, which is all of you, matters more to me than just a paycheck. Another big income stream is selling your own products and courses. I started selling digital products like courses and ebooks because they allowed me to provide more value to my audience whilst also scaling the business beyond YouTube. Here's a catalog of my courses if you're interested in checking it out. And thirdly, some creators offer consulting, coaching, or memberships. I've done group mentoring sessions as part of my 30-day cloud challenge where members get direct access to me and my resources. YouTubers sometimes also have paid communities where they provide more exclusive content. So yeah, lots of opportunities out there, and no, it's not too late to start. If you want to grow your YouTube channel and start making real income from it, my part-time tech YouTuber course is designed to help you do exactly that. It's for complete beginners, and inside you'll learn how to scale and grow a YouTube channel from scratch, how to land 5-figure sponsorship deals with real email templates that I used, as well as how to create digital products and make money without relying on YouTube's algorithm. And this isn't just the course. You'll also get access to a dedicated Slack community where you can ask me questions directly and also learn from others who are on the same journey. Now, why is it called part-time tech YouTuber and not full-time tech YouTuber? Because if you're working in tech right now, you don't really have to quit your job to start YouTube. You can build your channel on the side, test the waters, and potentially and eventually turn it into a real income stream. And that's exactly what I did. I worked part-time for 2 years on the channel before quitting my job at AWS to do it full-time. If you're interested in getting a copy of the course, you can check it out in the description below. Now, if you want to start a YouTube channel, build an audience, or even grow an online business, you'll need to learn how to use AI to your advantage. That's why I want to share with you this free guide from HubSpot on how to use AI to generate high-impact social media content. This guide walks you through exactly how to use AI to identify high-performing trends, how to find engaging content ideas for your niche, and how to use AI tools to write content with better storytelling. When I first started my channel, generative AI tools weren't as readily accessible as they are now. I did everything manually, from planning, scripting, to learning what worked. If I had a resource like this early on, it would have streamlined the process and saved me hours. So if you're looking to create content more strategically and grow faster, you can download the free guide using the link in the description below. Thank you HubSpot for sponsoring today's video. Now, before we wrap up, I need to share with you the 3 biggest mistakes that people make that stops them from growing on YouTube. The first one is waiting too long to start, and this often stems from a fear of wanting the first video to be perfect. Perfectionism kills progress. Your first videos will most likely not be great, but the sooner you upload, the sooner you'll get better. The second mistake is making videos without your audience in mind. As mentioned earlier, you'll need to find a mix between making videos you think are interesting versus what viewers actually want to see, and hopefully there's a good intersection between them. And the third mistake is only relying on YouTube ads. If all your income comes from ads, you'll be at the mercy of the YouTube algorithm and won't make very much. I learned over time that you need to diversify your income to build a sustainable business and a personal brand on YouTube. Alright, so this brings us to the end of this video. If you found it helpful, please leave a comment, and to hear more about my journey with YouTube, you can check out this video where I reflect on why and how I quit my job at AWS without a backup plan. Okay, bye for now.